Okay, got a 2004 6-liter Powerstroke out of a F350 of the same year. Came to us non-running condition. Couldn't even test it. No starter, no alternator, nothing. We're gonna pull it apart, see what we can find. Just gonna get started pulling off as much of this harness as I can. So there's a main engine harness, and then there's an injector harness. All the injectors have these little clips on them. We have to pull them out before we can pull the harness off. Turbo is already off this motor. And we'll just come in and unplug all our injectors. And this is right where your fuel injection control module, your FICM, would have sat. Pull our injector harness off. It's the injection pressure regulator right here. Commands different pressures out of your pump for different throttle responses. Might as well get our tensioner off the front here. Now, but if we pull our fuel lines, we can make that really easy for us. Must have out there. That's kind of funny. There's our engine harness off. There we go. Well, that wasn't even bolted up. Interesting. Let's get the turbo pedestal out of the way, why not? And gently just pry that out of there. There we go. A darn glow plug harness. There is a tool for this. Hey, there's our oil reservoir. We should probably drain that. There we go. Of course, the screen's broken. That's a standard 6-liter practice. In fact, that could have been the reason this motor didn't run. Broken screen, let in some debris, clogged up the IPR. Well, I guess we can pull off our H-pop. Pull our IPR out. There's another screen, and we can see that it's also just filthy. So what I think is interesting is this has the old style H-pop, but it's got the ICP, the injection control pressure sensor, up here. So I don't know what to think of it. 2004 must have been a crossover year. There we go. Yeah, there's our old style round type H-pump. And off comes our H-pop. Ooh. That oil manifold is just rotten. So I wouldn't be surprised if this thing had a Huey leak somewhere, because the manifolds are screwed. How this works is the pump that was here, and I should have explained this earlier, the pump that was here is driven off our cam gear, and it pumps oil from this pickup, which comes over to our reserve, where our oil valley is. It sucks oil from that, pressurizes it, pushes it through this tube, which flows out and up into these manifolds. And then under each of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, are the injectors. So it's pressurized oil in this system anytime the engine is running. Matter of fact, it won't run without it. That's how the injectors are fired. I'm gonna put our towel down again. So oil should come out of these. And I'm not applying much force here. Yikes. Yeah, there's our oil. And there's the rest of our standpipe. So that's what feeds oil up into this manifold from this tube here. So shine light down in there. See if I can't see it. Anyway, maybe you can kind of see it down in there. But yeah. And here's our injectors where the nipples here went into them. So now we'll get the harnesses out of the rocker boxes. And the T40 will get in here and we'll undo our injector hold downs. And then all injectors will be out. Let's get a safe spot set up for them to go. You don't want to touch the injector body with your ratchet or anything, because you run the risk of damaging it, damaging the spool valve on the top. It's been forever since I worked on one of these, but it's funny how it's all coming back to me. Missed my truck, but don't miss it enough to want it back. If you own a 6-liter, you know what I mean. I've gone ahead and loosened up all 4 injector hold downs on this side. So we're going to come in here to the injector harness clip, push the tabs in. There we go. After we get this last one here, should be able to pull our injectors out one by one. Making sure to be very careful with them. Now on the last one, I'll be sure to show you a little up closer look. So fuel is delivered to the injectors via a port right here. That's the opposite end of this fuel line, and it's fed throughout the head to all the injectors, and it's sealed. Fuel is let in through these ports here. They're indexed 120 degrees apart from each other, and there's a seal on either side here, these O-rings, and that's what seals diesel fluid from coming up into the rocker box area, and this one stops it from going down into the cylinder. It'll leak down and it'll actually hydrolock that cylinder, and I've actually had that happen to me on my truck. I ripped the seal here when I was putting it back in. Next thing, we're going to pull these rusty rockers off. Man, these things are rusty. Pull our rockers out now. We'll pull our rockers out. Let's get our push rods out of here. Oh, these are bent. So far, I should say. That one's nice and rusty. Look at that. Okay, we should now be able to pull off our rocker box. Oh, we'll get the bridges off our valves. So we can pull our exhaust manifold off. Look at that. Pull our rocker box cover off. Oh, sorry, our rocker box off. So let's see what happens here. Oh, comes off with it nicely. Oh, there's a good look at the cylinder head. Let's use our 10mm. Pull out our glow plugs. I'm just taking one final look around because I believe we're at the point where we can pull this cylinder head off. There we go. Pluck it off now. There's a good look at the branch tube. It comes down and this is where it comes up to the standpipe. Now I say let's just get this motor mount off and these lifters out, and we're finished on this side pretty much. 4 13mm. Since these engines had different applications, they had different motor mounts. This bracket off of here. This one injector's been replaced. That's kind of silly. Get our bridges off. Yeah, our final 10. Oh, push rods. How could I have almost forgotten our push rods? Got a stuck push rod. Stuck or is it bent? Darn, we're gonna have to get on that with some vice grips. Oh ho ho ho, just as I suspected. Wow, that's bent. There's why she was a non-runner. Wow, that's for super diesel. Wow. We're gonna get started pulling our rear cover off. So we've got some 10 mils back here. There we go. There we go. There we go. There's our... We should probably do the same with our water pump. Usually when an oil pump goes, it's pretty catastrophic and you'll see it. This looks pretty good. No wear marks. Let's get our water pump. It's pretty rusty in there. So as soon as we pull this cover, we're gonna get coolant everywhere. Oh, did the oil pan bolts go through it? Oh, I'm a silly guy. Got oil pan bolts that go through it. I did get that machined crankshaft adapter out. I just got my puller on it, and with a few blasts of the impact, that was all it took. Now I'm in here on our camshaft retainer. It's like we've got one here. We've got one bolt on the other side. We should be able to spin this. Just gonna carefully, emphasis on carefully. Pull out our camshaft. Yeah, it comes out the back on this motor, but that should be the only other thing that does. So we should now have the green light to bolt our engines down to it. So I'll pause here and I'll get that set up and get my area cleaned up, and we'll come back for the rest of the disassembly. Okay, I got her flipped upside down. Now we're gonna pull the pan off, and before I do, now you can see why there was an oil drain pan underneath of it, because it's been leaking for a while. Pans seem to like to rot out, but I got my 8mm on my gun here. No! Oh, drop one in the mucky water. Okay, let's pull our pan off. Here's our crankcase. Looks like we keep going with the 8mm for now. Back to it. So now we got our bed plate. And that's basically what acts as our mains for our crank. Oh, right on, Curtis. I bottom two bolts on the stand going to the bed plate. That's okay. That's my own fault. Okay, so we fixed that problem. Now we're back where we left off. All our bed pan bolts are out. We're gonna pull the bed pan off now, or at least make an attempt. Have I missed something? There we go. And out comes our crank. Light taps. Gentle light taps. We do have oil squirters. Let's get our oil squirters out. With all the oil squirters out, we are finished tearing this engine apart. Gotta say, it's been quite a while since I worked on one of these. I'm happy as much came back to me as it did. Obviously, I missed a few bolts here and there and had to go back and make sure I got them all out. But we have our strip block here on the stand, looking like a strip 6 liter, that's for sure. We've got our pile of parts in behind it. So if you enjoy this type of content, or you stick around and give us a subscribe and a like, it really helps the channel grow. We post pretty regularly, so stay tuned for the next one. As always, all the good salvageable parts will be posted on eBay, Valorous Wrecking. Go ahead and check us out if you need anything. And thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed.